November 21st, 2021 Luang Phosri Suriya Khemarato's Satya Dharma Reflection and Ahosikam. Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. May we all, humans and non-humans, in all realms of existence, from the lowest hell realms until the Brahma realms, including all the special karmic payback zones, humbly bow down towards the Buddhas, the Maha Buddhas, the Maha Bodhisattvas, the Maha Barami, in every one of them. Please preside over. May we humbly declare renunciation and evocation of all desire and expectations within the aggregates, elements, body and mind, insights, looking, seeing and knowing. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations with all beliefs, with all belief values and all the beliefs, all deluded desires and expectations within customs and traditions. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations within all sciences, within all the knowledges, within all honors, all the praises and offerings. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations in living the life, in the sound, smell, taste, touches and shapes, in all mental elements, in all sensual pleasures, in all aesthetics, the happiness and comfort. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations in all relationships, deludedly setting up to gain from friends, relatives, husbands and wives, sons and daughters, deludedly setting up to gain from the grace of fathers and mothers, from gurus and great gurus, setting up to gain from the Mahabharami. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations towards liberation of suffering, towards the path to the enlightenment, deludedly setting up to attain mindfulness, concentration, and wisdoms in meditative power or power of perseverance, contemplation, and insight. In supernatural power, may we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations within all the attainment of Dharma, within peace, emptiness, solitude. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations within the single-minded state, deludedly setting up to attain from great blessed fortunes, merits and wholesomeness. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all of these, and may we declare the removal of all vengeance, harbor thoughts of revenge, all the curses, commitments and obligations, all the belief values that have been holding on firmly. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all of these, and may we humbly ask for forgiveness for all cases of karma in relation towards the graces and all beings, towards all things and all elements, all the four elements of earth, air, water and fire, within the physical worlds and samsara, not in the way of emptiness to emptiness, Nibbana to Nibbana, all the relations, whether it's through good karma, neutral karma, or bad karma. All the hurting and harming and destroying, blocking each other from the goodness, from the brightness, or leading one another in delusively attaching and fixation, both in worldly and in Dharma. In all cases of karma, in all types of karma, may we all humbly ask for forgiveness towards the Mahabarami. Please preside over, forgive and ahosikam in all cases of karma from now on. May it be forgiven altogether in all groups of beings. May everything be ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. To be limited to certain extent, it will create uneasiness. Go on without limits, immeasurably, instantly. It will turn into the emptiness that purifying altogether. The limitation is the karmic habits of the upathan, the delusive attachments. Why being limited to any certain things? Everything is unlimited as it is in its nature already. To be limited to any certain extent is gonna create uneasiness, suffocating. It's impossible to be limited to any certain things at all. Already said. Even mind has nothing to do with mind itself. To be limited to non-attachment only is impossible. Why being obsessed to blocking samsara within on and on, within peace or no peace on and on is impossible. The unbound is unbound as it is, not to be limited to any certain things or certain extent at all. That's why we have to move on in the way that is uninvolved all the same. Uninvolved even within itself. Helping through the unwinding and releasing simultaneously. Purify right away all the limitations. Purify all the limitations instantly. This is subjected to the delusion and delusive attachments. To delusively limiting all by oneself. That's why it creates suffocation, to be limited to certain extents, with this and that, on and on. All conditions are not limited in itself as it is in its nature. It's unbound in its nature, in its condition. We are the one who just delusively limiting all things by ourselves. That's why there is a suffocating within such a limitations. That is because the suffering is not flowing. The anicca is not flowing, it's blocked. Therefore, let's unlock oneself well. Drowning in anything, maintaining or sustaining anything, or whatever that one dwells in. Dwelling within looking, seeing, knowing, or the mind. Dwelling within feelings, thoughts, recalls, or emotions, emotions and meanings. Well, to unlock oneself. That which has nothing to do with my or not my, attachment or non-attachment, Move on like this altogether. Move on altogether with the essence of nothing within involvement or uninvolvement. With these, there will be no limitations to certain extent automatically. That's the natural unbound, which is called a good way of purification of samsara through the emptiness. It's impossible to be limited to certain things at all, even towards disregarding or mai. Mai has nothing to do with mai itself. Non-attachment has nothing to do with non-attachment itself. It's impossible to be limited to any certain extent, even with the uninvolved itself. Uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself. Let's purify the titi right away. Let's purify the opinions right away. The uninvolved purifies itself right away. Let's purify the titi, the viewpoints right away. With this, it will not be out of alignment with the true original truth of the Satya Dharma, which is not obtaining itself as it is. Satya Dharma that has no meaning as Satya Dharma as it is. Therefore, let's purify all about titi, opinions and meanings. Nothing is within mai or not mai altogether. Move on in the way that is not about anything within attachment or non-attachment, involvement or uninvolvement. No is not even no itself, to be given all the same. It will turn into the purification of extinction and emptiness. This is called compassion and great compassion that is proceeding altogether. To be obsessed with yes and no, it will create circling. Being obsessed with yes and no, on and on, circling on and on. No is not even no itself. With this, it will purify the deluded viewpoints that is deludedly yes and no with something. Mai, even with mai itself, mai doesn't obtain mai itself. Non-attachment is not non-attachment itself, doesn't signify itself, and it doesn't obtain itself, doesn't grasp itself. With this, it will purify the delusion to mai or not mai, to disregard or not disregard.